These last few days, I have been testing the new tool released by the FlutterFlow team to create Flutter applications with artificial intelligence. It's called DreamFlow, and if you want to know more, stay in this video. We can realize that the world of digital product creation is changing, and many founders never get to launch their digital product, either because they lack technical knowledge or because it takes them a long time and they lack funds. This tool allows us to go from an idea to a minimum viable product in a super fast and scalable way in the long term. In this video, I'm going to show you how DreamFlow works by creating a small application simply with AI. Let's get to it. Perfect. We are now in DreamFlow. This is the interface that you will see when you enter. It is a very minimalist interface, and we have, for now, only the option to create a new project. But as you can see here, in the future, they will allow importing a code base and cloning a GitHub repository, which I find amazing, as we will surely be able to import our Flutter projects into this tool, which you will now see brings many advantages, and also even, surely, bring in FlutterFlow repositories. Once we click create, it will generate the entire structure, the base project of Flutter. It will do a Flutter create, and as you can see here, it gives us a little game to keep us entertained in the meantime, the typical Space Invader, so we can pass the time a bit. As you can see here on the right, it is already showing everything that is being done underneath. It is doing a Flutter pub get, and in a few seconds, we will have our project loaded. Perfect, it has already generated the project, and as you can see here, we have a very simple interface. We have the preview of the application here in the center. But watch out, it's not just the structure, it's the Flutter application running. If I click here, as you can see, it works and increases the counter value. Let's analyze the platform a bit. As you can see here, we have an inspect mode that allows us, this inspect mode allows us to modify the characteristics of the widgets specifically. Let's modify, for example, the button of, the icon of the floating button. Here we can see the properties of the icon. We could change the icon to another one that we like more. This one, for example. And as you can see, como it changes in real time. This will allow us to do it with all the widgets, which is very good for a non-technical person, someone who doesn't know code, to modify the project in a very visual way, similar to the approach they have in FlutterFlow. Here, we can add styles, we can modify text alignment, we can add certain modifiers like visibility, opacity, simply one of the features of this ID. Let's go back here to normal mode, to interaction mode, so you can see that it still works. Here on the left, we have what is the widget tree, which will allow us to see a bit all the widgets on the screen we are viewing. But let's get to the important part. Let's jump directly to the interesting part of this IDE, which is the artificial intelligence agents. From what I have been informed, the FlutterFlow team has trained an artificial intelligence. I think they use both, we can see it here, they use both Cloud and Gemini as well as GPT for code generation. You can select the one you like the most. I usually leave it on automatic, and basically what they do is input a prompt that specializes all the code output it gives us, basically for Flutter and FlutterFlow. So let's get to it. Let's start by giving it a prompt that I have created here. Okay, basically we are going to create, as I mentioned, a to-do application. Here, what I usually do is give it some guidelines on how I want the architecture. Here I am telling it to create a project, a clean architecture using Riverpod as a state manager for a to-do list app or for a to-do application. The app will contain a login functionality with email and password, registration, a homepage with a list of all the to-do lists, a to-do creation screen, a statistics screen, and a motivational message within the home screen. Let's do it. Let's launch it and see what it tells us. As you will see, it will describe the fields it is creating. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the opportunity to show you another of the views we have within the IDE, which is the split view. This split view will show us the application running on one side and the code on the other side. Now we will interact a little with it. Here we can simply see the code like a normal IDE. We will see our file structure here like any IDE. As you can see, while it is running, folders are being created here. With the structure I have indicated, which is a clean architecture with Riverpod as the state manager. Okay, all of this will be seen in the application once the generation is finished. So let's wait a bit. We'll cut here and come back when everything is generated. Perfect, we have it now.
It took a little while. Per bande 473 seconds, as you can see here. It takes several minutes, especially when they are large prompts like this one, but let's see what it has generated for us, okay? Here you can see everything it has been doing. So as you can see, well, it has been generating constants, it has been generating the models. Very interesting. Now we will delve a little deeper into that. All the models that the application needs. It has been creating a repository, it has been creating the user model, etc. It is following the guidelines of clean architecture, which is what I have decided to use in this case. And let's go to the code to see what it has generated here. As you can see, it has created the entities for us in the domain layer. Within the data layer, it has created the models to interact with the database, repository, and so on, and so on, and so on. What is the advantage compared to, for example, other tools like FlutterFlow? That we can download this code, we can download it. If we go here, we can download the code, which basically means we can continue with this project as if it were a normal Flutter project. We have no limitations. We can expand the functionality as much as we want with code, which I find impressive, honestly. So let's see what it has been doing. First, I'm going to try to refresh it completely because I think there's a bit of cache. We have it here now. As you can see, it has created a login page for us. Over here, we will also have, it has created the account, okay? We just need to adjust the redirections, as Milash will tell you now. Don't worry about all this. And well, as you can see here, some small adjustments need to be made, but we'll do them now. We are inside the application. What do we have? We have a list of to-do lists. We have the motivational message, just as we requested in the prompt. What else do we have? Okay, we have a logout tab there. We have the statistics. As you can see, there's a task here, some overflow. We will also create them, just a description. We create the list, and as you can see, it appears here.
Don't worry about the overflow. Now I'm going to tell you how they are resolved.
And if we go inside, as you can see, we can create a new task. And this is optional, so we are not going to do it. And here we have it. We already have a functional to-do application. As you can see here, you can complete a task, you can remove it, etc. Let's resolve, if you agree, this overflow. And what we are going to do is click here to take a screenshot of the application. Here, as you can see, it has been added automatically. So we are going to say there is an overflow on the items on the list, please fix. Okay, you can also interact with the agent in Spanish, no problem, or the language that you want. It automatically detects the language. And as you can see, now it sees the overflow. Perfect, it's done. Let's refresh the application. Okay, I have been trying for a while to solve the overflow with the AI agent, but it hasn't quite worked. So I'm going to show you while we're at it how we can fix it with code and how let's say the interaction between the code and the application works, to be completely transparent, because it hasn't worked. But the good thing we have with DreamFlow is that precisely in cases where the AI doesn't work and doesn't speed up our work, we can jump to the code and fix it ourselves. The problem is that it tried the to-do list, it tried to do it with a grid view, and is having issues with the child aspect ratio. So what we're going to do to simplify it, since it's a test application, simply as you see here, what I'm going to say is it can interact, the agent can interact with the code as well. So what I'm going to copy is this. I'm going to tell it that this grid builder I'm going to paste here, okay? And I'm going to tell it that there is a grid builder, there is a builder on the homepage. Please change it to a list view, so that it simply changes it to a list for us. It is not necessary to have a grid view here. In case we do want a grid view, we can adjust it. We can adjust the child aspect ratio, and that's it. And it will work the same. But well, I also take the opportunity to show you how the interaction between artificial intelligence and code works, because you might also need it at some point. And as you can see, it is now resolved. The overflow has just been fixed. It changed this grid view to a list view in real time. So we have it now. We have this bug fixed. In the vast majority of cases, artificial intelligence will be able to solve it for you. The agent will solve it, which in this case was not possible. But I take the opportunity to show you the code. The last thing we are going to do with this application is connect Firebase, because it also has it can also be automatically configured to have a backend, which is very interesting for non-tech founders. And we also have the option to connect to Supabase. Both work spectacularly. So let's connect to Firebase. Here it will open for me to log into there it is being created. The authentication has just been linked. The Firebase project is being created, and in a few minutes we will have the application connected to a backend ready to be used. While while Firebase is being created, we are going to solve the navigation problem we saw earlier, so you can see an example of how to solve that problem. We're simply going to we're going to close this editor because we already have too many things open, and to the homepage. Okay, to solve that little problem we have there. Meanwhile, the Firebase configuration is being generated, which, as it says here, takes about 3 to 5 minutes, so it will take a little while. Here, as you can see, it's already making the modification and done. It has generated it for us. Let's test it.
We remove the inspect mode. Perfect.
Let's then test the registration to see if the navigation issue has been fixed. Let's click on create account, and as you can see, it has already been resolved. Just by giving an indication to the AI of what was wrong, it fixes it for us. As you can see, it does solve the problems, unlike the previous case. And well, during this time, it has been creating the Firebase project. We have it configured now. We can select the platforms for which our application will be. In this case, we'll leave it as it is.
We can select a bundle for it. Let's select it with example to do app. Okay?
And we configure a Firebase in the last step, and we will only have one more step left, which is to tell the AI to adjust all the logic and functionality we have in the application, since right now it is storing the data in the device's local memory, and we want it to do so in Firebase. So that would be the last step to perform. To not extend this tutorial demonstration further, simply I'm going to show you the two last things. Here we have the theme of the application, where we can basically modify the application in real time, our theme, our colors, what we are going to use inside.
Super useful. And finally, what we are going to do is publish the application. It also has the option to publish it directly on iOS and Android with a small configuration. Here it tells you everything you need to know. We are going to deploy it to the web for now.
And here we have it. We already have, in a few minutes, we have managed to have an application ready to show to clients, to users, okay? Also, as I mentioned, it can be deployed on iOS and on Android, but well, this is a bit of the application tutorial. I would like to know what you think of this tool. If I see that this video is well received, we will continue making videos, even building a live project. So leave me in the comments the project you would like us to build with DreamFlow, and we will make a video explaining step by step how to do it. And if you have a project in mind that you would like to carry out for your company or to launch your own startup, below in the description, I will leave a link so you can schedule a meeting with me. Let's analyze the case, and we will see how we can help you turn your idea into a product that is published in stores. This has been the video. If you liked it, support it with a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Smakko, adios, pui, asiri osila tänään